So despite the numerous scientific studies that have proven video games don't cause violence, the fact of the matter is people are harmed for playing video games on a regular basis. Take for instance this story coming out of normally a quiet town in Oregon, or Oregon depending on where you're from. On the night of March 3rd, Alex Lovell woke up to find his green-haired girlfriend Emily Javier slashing through his flesh with an assault sword, nearly leaving him fingerless, which would make playing games definitely harder. He would also not be able to walk for 6 months and is going to need extensive therapy to regain full use of his hands. According to the police report, Emily had grown frustrated with her boyfriend, who calls himself an athlete or etholete and wants to become a professional player unknown battleground player. I didn't even know there was such a thing. She claims he would spend up to 12 hours a day playing PUBG and would ignore her for the game. Definitely a cardinal sin. She also was convinced he was cheating on her. Despite him playing 12 hours a day of PUBG and still going to work. I'm not sure where a guy like that finds time to have a girlfriend on the side, but it's something that could have possibly been difficult for Emily to process since those green dyes are so close to her brain, so it could have impaired her judgment, of course. But I mean, regardless, this was the nightmare that this poor girl was living with. I mean, she was with a guy who played a lot of video games and just didn't give her the attention she thought she deserved. And so instead of breaking up with him, which may seem like a reasonable conclusion, she mastered the plan to just, off him, murder him instead with one of these assault knives that was of a samurai sword caliber. Javier stated to the police that in late February she went to the mall, purchased one of these weapons of war, a samurai sword, to stab her boyfriend. She said, "I thought I was going to stab him while he was sleeping," the affidavit quotes her as saying. Then, after a week of mulling it over, she decided, you know what? Let's do it. So she decided to go through with it after Lovell allegedly came home one night and simply ignored her. On her side of the bed, Javier hid the sword along with 2 knives she had taped together. She also hid Lovell's phone. Then, in the middle of the night, according to the affidavit, Javier took out the weapons, illuminated her boyfriend's body with her smartphone, and then stabbed him with the sword. Lovell sprung awake, fought her off. His fingers were almost cut off at the base. His limbs lacerated. He's not going to be able to walk again for several more weeks. She told the police, "Yes, I was trying to kill him." Yet, in her first court appearance, she actually pleaded not guilty to attempted murder. Again, possibly those green dyes, I'm guessing. But I think this points to a much bigger issue. And that is, look people, I know you want to cling to your assault knives, but we need to get these knives off the streets and out of the hands of crazy people. According to the FBI statistics, which they don't lie, I don't think, and even PolitiFact, who likes to sometimes distort facts, but this one they couldn't even distort, there are nearly 4 to 5 times more deaths every year with knives than rifles. So, in a country of 325 million, if you've got on average 1,600 deaths that the media is simply ignoring and pretending that we don't have an epidemic on our hands, to me that's just insanity. I mean, you don't cut your steaks with a sword, am I right? So, what reason is there for anybody to have one of these weapons of war? And so, look, and I want you to hear me out. I am not trying to get a ban on all swords. And I'll repeat that. I don't want to ban all swords. I just don't think anybody should have any swords. And so I hope that makes sense to you. And I also hope you'll join me in supporting, hashtag Dull the Blades, so we can get this crisis under control. And nothing says that better than starting a Twitter campaign. And if things, kind of take off, maybe we can actually kind of push this forward, maybe rise up, leave the classroom and education to really make a point, have our pictures taken for the media, and really drive home the message that we're not going to take this anymore. We're not going to let gamers get slashed up and left unable to play. You want to read more about it? Links down in the description box. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. Don't stick your dick in crazy. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.